Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer, and I got a review for you today. We're going to be talking about from DC Comics under their black label, Danger Street issue number 8. Written by Tom King, art by Jorge Fornės, colors by Dave Stewart, and letters by Clayton Cowles. And this beautiful variant cover is done by Mike Grell. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe on this guy's channel. It does help immensely. Let me know that you're here. Comment. I can't see who watches my videos unless you comment. But hit the bell if you're so inclined. I don't have a schedule. I just kind of drop videos when I can. But without further ado, let's get on with it, right? If you are not caught up, this is issue number 8. I highly suggest either like picking up the trade or going back watching my reviews or picking up the single issues. It's a phenomenal story. But it starts out just like every other story. We're with Dr. Fate's helmet. This one started out right where I wanted to. We're with Lady Cop and Jack Ryder, aka the Creeper. And they are kind of on a date. Not really. Lady Cop keeps mentioning that. But basically she's trying to get information from Jack Ryder. It was something that he offered. She took him up on that offer. And that's what's going down on the date. We have the Dingbats, and they're going through with what we kind of saw planned. They're trying to get out of jail. Banana and I forget the other one, but they I think it's Non-Fat, but they basically call the officer that's there at the jail over. As soon as he comes over, there's like a large like crack smash that goes off. They're basically getting him to come over here so that he's not affected by the loud smash, and they kind of get him to go run the other way so they can do it again, because it happens right over here, and it's basically them escaping out of jail. As you can see, this was 2 of the people, and then the other 2 escaped. It was Warlord and basically the Dingbats, but they show you right there that when he comes back, and they did it very cleverly, but we kind of saw the gist of what was going to happen in the last issue. We're over here with, and I'm drawing a blank at his name, but he's a member of the Green Team, one of the bad guys, but he is currently with the Outsiders, or the Outsiders that he knows, and he goes into this backstory about this game that they used to play about cracks, and that the only way you could progress through this big yard was you had to step on cracks that actually had green life crawling out of it. If you stepped on a crack that didn't have grass on it, you had one opportunity where you could stand on one leg and you could hopefully jump to a crack with grass on it, but if you fell down, that was the end. But basically whoever made it to the end of the other side of the yard became a part of the Green Team, and whoever fell or whatever was an outsider, and that's basically the story that he's explaining. As I'm gathering it, that's kind of how the Green Team was formed, and the Outsiders, because we get a very good close-up of the Outsiders, and we get various names of the different characters. Most of them I forget, but I think we got like Lizard Boy and like Lizard Johnny. We got Harry Larry. And Abdul is the Green Team member. I'm really bad with name, guys. But okay, so we flip back over to the other Green Team member that's alive. Now this guy, the one that's with the Outsiders, he's on the run. He's already been almost killed by the Manhunter. Of course, they have Manhunter right here on the beach. He set this trap and he was able to capture Manhunter. Of course, we have the other Green Team member, and he's with Assassin. And at this time, he thinks Eduardo is dead, because they found results on the beach through the whole trap, but they didn't find Eduardo's body, or they assume Manhunter's still out there, and that's why they didn't find him. Assassin just basically explains for him to take out like Manhunter, he's going to need some better armaments, and he asks for the Metamorpho Diamond Arm. That comes with a little bit of like hesitation at first, but eventually, and this guy's name is the Commandeer, I think, or something like that. Bad name, but basically he does give him the arm, and we get to see what he does with it in a little bit. We get this reunion finally now that Warlord has broke out with Starman and Warlord, but we find out that Starman's kind of still in the same state that he has been since since the whole accident. But he's not quite all there. He kind of faints as soon as Warlord shows up. Warlord gets mad at the kids because they didn't explain any of this. He's like, hey, what's going on? Eventually, he does decide to go with the kids back to their location, because at this time, basically, they know Lady Cop's not there, but if Lady Cop gets wind of their escape, that she's going to be, the dingbats are basically really scared of Lady Cop, and she's like the Terminator kind of thing. We jump back over to the date, and at this point, Lady Cop has kind of tricked Jack Ryder into drinking, and he gets a little tipsy, and throughout his little tipsiness, he does reveal some secrets. But I love this page because, like, this conversation that we get here, because we get a lot more of her origin, and it's basically that moment when she was under the bed. It's one of the reasons she don't like Superman, because she was, being attacked. She was under that bed calling out for Superman. But we get another, like, answer to that side of the story, and Jack Ryder's like, well, he's like, not every superhero is like gods and aliens like Superman is, but I like to point out Superman's not always on Earth. Sometimes he does have to deal with this guy named Darkseid, and she's like, Darkseid? She's never heard of him, kind of thing. And basically he's like, yeah, there's this bad god that, he wars all the time, and sometimes Earth gets affected, and there's this other good guy that he fights with called Highfather, and he kind of goes into the explanation of the new guys, and she's like, man, you just started that drink, but that drink is kicking in pretty quick, kind of thing. She didn't believe anything he's saying. We go back to the Green Team story, and it's basically about this little girl that Eduardo says that he always wanted her on the Green Team, that she was so close to making it, and we get this like touching story, but eventually we see that in this occasion that she didn't make it. There was something else I didn't mention, but when they were this last game that they were playing, someone had walked up, like an adult had mentioned that, would they like to play the game with a reward this time, because as they've been playing as friends, there's been no rewards. It's just, you either become the outsider or the Green Team. But this person does walk up and it does advertise, and you can see him kind of like right here. It could be a girl, a guy, I'm not sure. But basically they advertise like, hey, this time y'all play the game, whoever wins will become the Green Team and they'll get a reward, and whoever loses will become the outsiders and they'll get a bad reward, kind of thing. So they kind of put it in terms of like heaven and hell, and like Eduardo touches on that was like a cool thing, but he did want Maggie to, kind of, be on the Green Team, kind of thing. But at the end, as he's ushering in the award, he brings in Dr. Fate's helmet. That's part of the award, and I have to imagine that, the Green Team was granted all these gifts, like the riches and stuff like that, the knowledge on stocks and stuff like that, and the outsiders were changed to these horrific forms, and that was their gift, kind of thing. That's me guessing. I'm not positive, but that's my educated guess. We go back to the date with Jack Ryder and Lady Cop, and at this point Jack Ryder is just sloshed drunk. I mean, the letterer did a great job because his words are all slurred, that you can tell he's drunk, but basically at this time he's going in like revealing, a little bit more than he should be, and he's talking about the Commodore and how he's got this diamond arm, and it's kind of weird because in her evidence at that crime scene they had found like bits and pieces of diamonds, and Lady Cop's like, oh, you don't say, oh, I got all I needed, and she's trying to deuce the hell out, but before she can, he's kind of mesmerized by her. He has been this whole time. He finds her extremely beautiful. And at this time, at this moment, before he allows her to like escape, he's like, hey, I'm a superhero, and we get this like cutoff where it's like, is Jack Ryder going to really reveal his secret identity to Lady Cop? But we go back to Assassin, and like I mentioned, we get to see what he's going to do with that metamorpho diamond arm, and just like every night, they got to go through these 3 tribulations, and basically Assassin had to train and become the assassin, and then he had to do some other, deeds, and basically the last thing he needs is a sword, so now he's got this like diamond sword that he crafted himself, out of sheer willpower or some crap, I don't know. We cut back over to the kids, and they're basically talking to Warlord about, and he's kind of questioning the kids about how long he's been like this, and, he's not too happy that, this is how he's found Starman, and he's like, so what's the plan? And the kids are like, oh, no, it doesn't work like that, we were hoping, since, in Starman, he kind of filled us in on everything, so we were kind of hoping you had the plan, and Starman's like, wait, he told you about everything? And basically the kid's like, yeah, you know, so we kind of hoping. We jump back over to Abdul and the kids, and basically they're arming up, same kind of thing. Looks like they're setting a trap using Manhunter to lure in Assassin. This has gone into a three-way fight for Eduardo, because he's worried about Manhunter, and now he's worried about the green team member trying to kill him. So basically the outsiders are arming up, and like I said, they're setting a trap using Manhunter. We go back to the date. Basically they're walking home, and Jack Ryder still clung to the situation about him revealing his secret identity. He eventually does, as you can see, and as soon as he does, pow, he gets socked in the face and knocked the fuck out. Lady Cop is a bad mamma jamma. That's all I got to say. We get to the last page and we get a jumble of stuff just like every other issue, but we get to see that basically it was Manhunter, that, you know, he's setting up this duel with Assassin. They have set a location. It's at the top of this building. That's not going to be, like a crowded kind of situation. Other than that, it's kind of like the kids trying to figure out, what they're going to do with Starman and Warlord kind of thing, and that's kind of where this issue leaves off. No cover hint, nothing like that. Now, my final thoughts, I know a lot of people are going to be like, this is a boring issue. Oh my god, I love this issue. And you have to know, we're almost at the end of the story. It's 12 issues, issue 8, so there's going to be a couple issues that are build up, set up, and every issue, I love it. They're adding more and more to the story. You can feel we're getting closer to the finale. I'm loving the art, like I said, the lettering, every bit and piece of the story. This is definitely, depending on the ending, this is definitely going to be the read from 2023, and that's all I got to say, But hey guys, that's my review. Let me know down below what you are thinking of Danger Street. Anything I missed, there's always something I missed. Any little Easter eggs or DC lore that I just don't know about myself, please let me know. I love that stuff. I eat it up. Dope. If you're watching this, let me know anything I missed, that kind of stuff. I will let y'all guys go.